What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Subscriber die trying. You see the thumbnail, man. Listen, the U.S. has money for everything else but us. So you go to Afghanistan for 2 decades, basically. You give these people, you train the people, you give them weapons, and then you leave, you know. And now the president said, I'm going to give you $500 million, in aid because we just can't leave you like that. And I'm thinking to myself, it's war, right? So the war was unnecessary, right? Because you're giving these people money because you shouldn't have been there in the first place, right? So it's my bad. I shouldn't have been here for 20 years. I'm going to give you, what, $20+ million a year. And, I can't put this all on Joe Biden because Bush got us there. Obama kept us there. Trump kept us there. I forget which one was it. Obama or Trump had to pull out orders that it was going to be at a certain time. I know one of them, I don't know if it was the end of Obama's term or the beginning of Trump's term. They had the like, we're going to pull out by such and such a date. But you got money for these people, just like you got money for Asians to stop Asian hate bill. Just like you got money for, Jewish people because of the Holocaust. I forgot which president. Just like you got money to protect the LGBT community, the gay community. Just like you got money for women. Just like you got money for rich people in business and tax cuts and tax breaks. And you remember when the pandemic hit, even the Lakers got money. And it was like, the Lakers? What the hell? Like, what are y'all doing? You got money for the auto industry because the auto industry is failing. It's too big to fail. You got money for banks. Now you know it's bad when you got to give banks money. You got money for banks. But when people say, hey, what about reparations? Oh, we're going to do a study on critical race theory. Nah, player. You got money for immigrants to get on their feet if they come to this country legally. You got money for immigrants if they come to this country illegally. I was watching Mr. Palmer. Shout out to Mr. Palmer. Had a cat on there talking about, the child support system. He's a veteran. He's like, he felt betrayed by the government, by his government, when his government has him over the barrel as far as child support is concerned in the country that he served. And he's like, yeah, wait. Don't y'all think this is a bit excessive? And no, they don't. And I find it interesting because at the end of the day, like, you talk to any veteran, they got to fight, for their quote unquote veteran benefits or whatever. Yes, it takes a little bit. And I find it interesting because they got money for everything else. Like, everything else. They got taxpayer money to fix the rotunda and the Capitol, just everything else. And they put a lot of sauce on that. It went from 30 million to balloon to possibly 500 million. Like, it's like, y'all got money for everything else but us, though. Everybody got a check in America, basically, because of the pandemic. So you telling me 20 years go by and you feel like the government sabotaged or destroyed Afghanistan. I don't think you did the same thing for Iraq, by the way, anyway. So you got to give those people money. No problem. You feel like in a year's time, Asian people have been attacked more because of the coronavirus. So We're going to set up a bill for them and get them some money. Okay, no problem. By the way, we can go all the way back to them getting reparations for internment camps, Japanese internment camps from Pearl Harbor. Now, take that a little bit further. Who was that group? God dog it. The Native Americans for sure. I am missing somebody. What country was that? It wasn't Cuba. Cuba, wet foot, dry foot, but it slips my tongue. Whatever. But those people got cash too. But they were saying because they were, dealing with this circumstance or that circumstance in their homeland. And they came here, asylums. I forgot which group it was. It's a few groups though. But anyway, we've been here for hundreds of years. Because the pandemic was a year. So people need help. But we've been here hundreds of years, and it's like, my bad. Now, ironically, our payments are like the only one on the books. The 40 acres and a mule, that's the only one on the books. But they keep writing these new ones in the books for other people. And they can get done. So, to me, it's some BS. But, no, I'll take that back because, they're definitely, they never held they never fulfilled any treaty with Native Americans. So, it is what it is. But they retroactively said this, that, and the third. That's the one. The Oklahoma thing. The Oklahoma thing that like Native Americans supposed to own half of Oklahoma. You see how that story ain't really came out since. But anyway, we done on this because they got money for everything else. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Peace.